Dear friends, today we take topic properties of ratio and proportion. See, I'm using book by R.D. Sharma. Book by R.D. Sharma. See, we have four quantities. Let us say A, B, C, and D. Then A is to B equal to C is to D. If it is given, then we can also conclude that B is to A is same as D is to C. This property is called invertendo. 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 We can talk about the proof of this property also. We can talk about proof of this property also. See what is given to us. A is to B, same as C is to D. So A upon B is equal to C upon D. So ratio is comparison by division. We take reciprocal. 1 upon A upon B is 1 upon C by D. That gives me B upon A is equal to D upon C, which I can write safely as B is to A is equal to D is to C. This is the proof for this first property, which we call invertendo. Invertendo. Second property is alternando. Alternando. It is if A is to B is equal to C is to D, this must give me A is to C is same as B is to D. This alternate position, skipping one, alternando. BD, skipping one. So this we can prove. See, A is to B is equal to C is to D. That is A upon B is equal to C upon D. Now we multiply both sides by B by C. A by B into B by C equal to C upon D into B by C. Here B is cancelled. What remains? A upon C. Here C is cancelled. What remains? B upon D. This I can write as A is to D is equal to, A is to C. A is to C is equal to B is to D. And this property is called alternando. 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 And third property is see, if A is to B same as C is to D, that implies A plus B upon B is equal to C plus D upon D. And this property is called componendo. 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 How to prove this property? What is given? A is to B is equal to C is to D. By definition of ratio, it is A upon B. It is C upon D. Now we add 1 on both sides, adding 1 on both sides. A upon B plus 1 equal to C upon D plus 1. Taking LCM, it becomes A plus B whole upon B. This is C plus D whole upon D, which we can write as A plus B is to B equal to C plus D is to D. And this is called componendo. We call it componendo. We call it componendo. What do you call it? Componendo. Then the next property is dividendo. Dividendo. Next property is dividendo. See, it is if A is to B is same as C is to D, this must give me A minus B is to B. We'll put in bracket to avoid confusion. Here also we can put in bracket to avoid confusion. A minus B is to B is same as C minus D is to D. So how to prove it? See, we are given A is to B is equal to C is to D. By definition of ratio, it is simply A upon B. This is C upon D. Now subtracting 1 from both sides, A upon B minus 1 equal to C upon D minus 1. That gives me A minus B whole upon B equal to C minus D whole upon D, which I can write in the ratio form as A minus B is to B, C minus D is to D. This becomes dividendo. Property is called dividendo. If I write component and dividendo together, see, I want to drive one more result. First was A plus B, A plus B upon B is equal to C plus D upon D. Second result was A minus B upon B is equal to C minus D upon D. This is number 1 component. Number 2, it was dividendo. Component and dividendo. Now we divide 1 by 2. Divide 1 by 2. When we divide, this B will be cancelled. The D will also be cancelled. What remains behind? A plus B upon A minus B equal to C plus D upon C minus D. And we will call it together componendo and dividendo. Componendo and dividendo. On the top side we add, the bottom side we subtract. Top side we add, on the bottom side we subtract. And there is one more property there is one more property, that is if A is to B is equal to C is to D, then A upon A minus B equal to C upon C minus D. C upon C minus D. And we call this property convertendo. Convertendo. C-O-N-V-E-R. Convertendo. T-E-N-D-O. Convertendo. I leave this property for you to prove. See all about the properties. Now, we take few examples so that we can learn how to use these properties. First, we take given A is to B is equal to C is to D. Show that 4A plus 5B. 4A plus 5B is to 4A minus 5B equal to 4C plus 5D is to 4C minus 5D. See, here we write the given statement, given result. We are given A is to B is equal to C is to D, which we can write as A by B is equal to C by D. The result to be proved contains 4 as coefficient for A and 5 as coefficient for B. Similarly, here 4 for C, 5 for D. So the common sense says we should multiply the given statement by 4 by 5. By 4 by 5. This becomes 4A upon 5B. It is 4C by 5D. I have multiplied both sides by 4 by 5 because I wanted to create terms 4A 5B, 4C 5D. I have created those. Now what I do, I apply the property. What is the property? Componendo and dividendo. By componendo and dividendo, we have see the property says on the top side add numerator and denominator. Add these both 4A plus 5B. On the bottom side subtract both 4A minus 5B. How to subtract top minus bottom? Top plus bottom, top minus bottom. Here also top plus bottom, top minus bottom. Top plus bottom, top minus bottom. And this I can write in the ratio form as 4A plus 5B is to 4A minus 5B equal to 4C plus 5D is to 4C minus 5D. and this is what we wanted to prove. Prove. Yeah, proved. Then one more problem we take. It is, we are given that if A upon B is equal to C upon D, then prove that 3A minus 5B, 3A minus 5B upon 3A plus 5B equal to 3C minus 5D, 3C plus 5D. So here also let us notice one thing. The coefficients, the numerical coefficient of A, B and C, A, B, C and D are, C for A it is 3, B 5, C 3, D 5. So let us make some modification in the given statement so that we can create these terms. A upon B is equal to C upon D. We multiply both sides by 3 upon 5. So 3A upon 5B. 3C upon 5D. Right? Then we apply componendo and dividendo. Apply componendo and dividendo. So that gives me, on the top we have to add 3A plus 5B, and here 3A minus 5B, 3C plus 5D, and here 3C minus 5D. You see the result, that is, we proved it contains negative sign on the top side. So here I applied componendo and dividendo. I take reciprocal, means applying invertendo. Applying invertendo. So this gives me 3A minus 5B upon 3A plus 5B. 3C minus 5D upon 3C plus 5D. And this is what we wanted to prove. So it requires a little bit common sense and the knowledge of properties of ratio and proportion. Thank you. We'll take more problems in the upcoming video.